fact that, like, listen, if we had a different angle, it
Right.
would be better if it was facing me because we had an issue. I wouldn't really have an issue. We just have a concern. Like, is everything being done a certain type of way? That's why I'm going back and forth so it can make sure that you guys still feel inclusive of the shot. And then you understand basically, like, you know, I'm of course facing him, but I'm also giving you guys some attention at the same time.
Yeah, we're working the mechanics of keeping the attention of our audience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can have this face-on thing. It could be this what they call a floating head type situation. That's what they really call these sometimes. Because when you're in the shot, it's like it's like you're floating around.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in the vein of leveling up,
Yes.
we know that, and you should know that, your audience doesn't watch the same thing for more than maybe 4 or 5 seconds. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. It's time for another angle.
Yes.
If you're gonna keep people's attention, yes, you gotta do sounds and and we're back.
Exactly.
All right, I gotta switch the angles. You know, this isn't the news. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to brighten things up. So we're leveling up in that aspect too. But we're gonna level up right here, talking about
Jada Smith.
We can get into that, man. We can get into that.
We
right
have
now,
so many
man.
things to get into.
Talk about this trouble that this woman is causing in this man's life.
Yeah, it is weird.
Good
right? The whole
Lord,
situation is weird.
Do you think? But see, sometimes it comes back to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just get on Jada real quick. Let's just get on her real quick, right quick, right? And we're gonna get on Jada, about just being
Jada.
Absolutely Jada right now.
Is she okay? Is
Like,
she a bad person?
Who knows?
Oh, see, this is the thing.
Let's just take that. Let's just take it
it's
there.
in context, right?
Yeah, let's put
I
it.
think everything is
let's
in
just
context.
say. Let's just say. This is our context.
Okay.
And say this is what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not saying this is what happened in real life, but let's take it for what we know.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody else is.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're putting out all this like we weren't together when he slapped Chris Rock.
Correct.
Like what? Did we need to know this?
Yeah. Exactly.
Why?
Context, I believe.
Context.
So, give an example. So, she said that they haven't been together since 2016, right? So, the time that the situation, so they've been separated, living apart. So, they went to this Oscars, event together. So, when he went up and slapped Chris Rock, she really was like, and said, you're my, keep my wife's mouth out your
wife's name out your mouth
or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Famous last words, right?
Right.
Before his career crashed. No, I do like you, Will Smith, though, because I was on a Will Smith video as an extra, and he was super nice to everybody. So I do like Will Smith.
Dope.
Shout out to Will Smith.
Shout out to Will Smith.
Shout out to Will Smith. I don't care what they say about you, brother. Still love you. But I do like Chris Rock a lot. I really don't feel like
it just shouldn't have been slapped. It just shouldn't have been done.
It should have been done.
Period. You know what I'm saying?
Even if it was this situation where, so this in context what bothers me and concerns me. Now, if they weren't together and they just went together for this event, maybe this event was something to bring them together, possibly to try to salvage the relationship, right? Because people see them as a power couple. So you want to, at a certain point, it's almost like the whole Bill and Hillary Clinton thing. They had indiscretions.
Right.
But the whole purpose is, like, listen, our goal is to get to the presidency. My goal is to do this. I want to be president too. So we can't be apart.
We can't be apart.
If the goal
doesn't work.
This doesn't work. So you can do it yourself. Just don't get caught. Do what you do, but don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
That's right.
If you get caught, I'm gonna back you up because I'm in it for the long haul because I want to get what I want to get.
That's right. Get what you want to get. That's what we're going to do right here on the D&D Leveling Up Podcast. And if you don't know, now you know. Right, guys. Like, comment, subscribe right now. Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, guys. Come on.
We ready. We ready. We ready. Let's go. We want all the smoke. Yeah. But see, this thing, man, if I'm going to believe what the internet is saying about Jada Pinkerton and how how the internet is putting out all this fake news about her. Like she was like yeah, me and Will never got married. They was just putting out like stuff, unnecessary posts that she might have put out.
Okay.
So it was really crazy. Wow. Like we weren't even together when that slap happened. I was like, who asked you about this? I need to know who asked you about this and why is it made news right now?
Yes.
Why is everybody blowing this up? Oh,
she's got a book coming out.
We talk. Look, guys.
Yeah.
Look, guys. Tip number 1: follow the money.
Yeah.
There's a book coming out.
Yeah.
She isn't just talking us to be.
Yeah.
Now she's in everybody. Now her mouth is. Now her word is in everybody's mouth. Yeah. Her name is in everybody's mouth and on everybody's blog. And then when a book drops.
Yes. They're gonna go after the book.
They're gonna go after the book. Now I need to know what else. Exactly. I just need to know just because I'm nosy now.
Now you gotta
now you gotta be like, I got to read the book.
You got to read the book.
I got to read the book now. It's totally insane.
Because she's created anticipation for her product. She's created a demand. See, this is the thing people don't understand is like people who are celebrities have teams, right? And they have to create a demand for their specific product, which is usually themselves or whatever they want to supply to the market.
Right.
So if you create a demand by stirring up controversy, leading to hearsay and all these things, they're not doing this for no reason. They're doing it so they can build their career or so they can make more money. Like, I think Corey Holcomb was like, she ain't got paid since
Corey Holcomb is something else, bro. Shout out to Corey Holcomb, man. You real, but you raw at the same time, bro.
Really
He's just God,
What's the movie that she did with Queen Latifah?
Set It Off?
Set It Off.
Man.
She said he ain't been paid since Set It Off. You could be riding Will's coattails this whole time. Will's a big movie star.
Right, huge. Huge, bro.
Making the money for the last, I don't know how many years. She hasn't. When's the last? The only thing she's been in is like Gotham.
She did G.I. Jane.
Was there a movie for G.I. Jane for real?
No, she didn't do G.I. Jane.
No, G.I. Jane was.
That's the joke. That's the joke. That's the joke Chris Rock made about it. Oh my gosh, she could have did something like that. She could have did something like that.
I think she would have been good at that.
She would have been really good at that.
She would have been good.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of Jada Pinkerton Smith like that.
Yeah.
I didn't even really see her on what was it? Different World?
Yeah,
it's a different world. She was on a different world for a minute. She wasn't that special to me on that neither.
Yeah.
She was just the bratty run around one at that time. So it was like, okay, that's why people flock. That's why I believe people flocked to her at that time, is because she was not like the regular college. She was the regular college student.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody else was trying to get on their studies and just going through little life things. She was like, fighter, blah, gotta go do this, gotta speak up against that, And I was like, okay, it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. It got the attention, but I believe like it garnered a whole generation of people that just want to be bratty.
Yeah. But an interesting thing. So let me tell you the story leading up to this whole situation about Jada Pinkerton Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith, she was trying to get on The Fresh Prince at one point, right?
Oh.
And what happened is she auditioned, but they were like, he's way too tall and you're way too short. It doesn't look good on camera.
Right.
So she never got the part. So he was so taken by her. He was like, man, this is the person I'm supposed to be with. He went out to dinner with his wife, supposedly, and was throwing up in the bathroom because he's like, I'm married to the wrong person. That's a whole other podcast. That's a whole other podcast, being married to the wrong person. Can you be really married to the wrong person?
Can you be really married to the wrong person? Or are you just not being the person that needs to be there to be? Is your picker off? You picking the wrong people.
You picking the wrong people. That's the problem right there. You picking the wrong people.
You picking the wrong people. Is your picking real? Is your picker really off?
Your picker's off.
Your picker's off. No, you picked.
You picked them.
You picked. It take a lot to go down there to the court. Even to just go down to the courthouse and get paper signed.
Exactly.
It take a whole lot to go do that now.
So you know what? The reason why I was bringing that up is because I'm thinking to myself, well, if you told me that your wife that you were with when you were with Jada was the wrong woman, now you're with Jada, who you're separated with, is she the right woman?
Now, see, you got to be careful about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, these these fellas that be stepping out on their feelings.
Yeah.
I'm like, you stepped out on your feelings, but you
Yeah.
gave your word to another woman.
That's true.
That's the thing that bothers me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just, I'm that type of guy. I'm not with the whole, like, I'm in love with somebody else, but I done married somebody else. I'm not with that. I'm like, I don't understand that.
No, you can't.
I'm like I tell a lot of people, man, you can't take everything you find cute home.
Yeah.
Okay? And then after you've messed up a marriage, you don't expect your next situation to be better.
Bro, you know what's so funny?
When you didn't honor the first
one? Exactly. And that's the thing. You got to be honorable in everything you do. You can't be honorable here and then be dishonorable here and be honorable here.
Now, if you want both of them and you say you're going to take care of both of them,
yeah.
And that's how some guys go about it in the rest of the world. If you say you're going to take care of both of them, okay, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You gave your word to that.
Yeah.
You didn't break your word with the first one, and you're not going to break your word with the second one. Okay, cool. But breaking this to start something else, it begs for trouble, bro.
I want your opinion on this, and I want everybody else's opinion. I want your opinion on this. So I saw a video that was really crazy to me. So this lady, her husband cheated on her, right? So she was like, you know what? We're gonna be together.
We're gonna have a great family.
We're gonna have a great family. You saw it.
Yeah, I saw the video. So she was going off.
She went off on him, like, you have not been on. We didn't do this. You didn't do this. You didn't do this. You know what? We're going to stay together.
We're going to stay together. And you want to run around here like you're the only person that somebody else wants to sleep with?
Exactly.
He said, you know what? We're going to stay together. And she was like, I'm going to step out and I'm going to get mine, and I hope you get yours.
No, she's basically saying she's going to step out on him. And like, there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it because it's been working so far.
Exactly. It's worked for you.
It worked for you so far. Exactly. So it's been working for us so far. Yeah. So I might as well just go ahead and get mine.
Exactly. Which was interesting.
I'm a full proponent of that when stuff goes down like that. But don't ask. For me, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the tit for tat.
Exactly.
I don't know. When they say men can't handle it, you right.
You can't. No, we can't.
You right. You right.
You don't even want to know.
I'm gonna tell you today. If nobody else told you, man,
your body count. You don't
most men can't handle
that. They can't handle that.
Not when they chose you.
Yeah.
Not when they've chosen you. That's a different story. Yeah. Now men just moving about and saying hi and flirting and dating. That's another story. But when they chose you,
oh no, it's a different
story. And you're supposed to be, let's say it's supposed to be, here comes the shoulds, right? Yeah. You're supposed to be locked to him because, women get locked to the man that they want. Yeah. So if you find out that somebody unlocked that lock, you are in trouble. He knows he's in trouble. Therefore, that's why you get the moping and crying and come back, baby, come back. Yeah. But no, you wasn't doing all that when you was out there slinging that. Yeah, slinging that stuff in the street.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You it didn't hurt you then.
Yeah, it didn't hurt you then.
It didn't hurt you when you was full on in love with a whole nother person. It didn't hurt you then.
You know what's so interesting? I've seen situations where people have Smokey. I don't know if it's Diana Ross and it was right. I'm not going to make those implications at all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he said at one point he was in love with 2 women at the same time.
Oh.
I don't know if that's possible.
Smokey who?
Smokey Robinson.
Smokey Robinson. Shout out
to Smokey Robinson. Still alive, still kicking, still doing concerts, man. Smokey, we love him. So he said he was in love with 2 women at the same time. I don't even know if that is even possible. I could think you could care. And I always feel like this. Love is not defined by action. I don't think you could really, if you say you love your wife, I don't think you purposely would be going out and just going to sleep with somebody just because you just wanted to get you some.
Now, is it?
You know what I'm saying? Or you don't attach, or men don't really attach the whole love thing to the sex. They just think of it as an exercise, so it's not an emotional thing. Whereas a woman might feel like she's giving up her whole self, so maybe that is more impactful. Because I think for women sometimes it's not even so much the actual act; it's the intimacy with the other individual that they don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, no, you gave your heart to this person. Now, did you just sleep with this person or you just gave your heart? that's a different story.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? So
digging deep, dog.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to comment onto that, comment down below and tell us, is it the intimacy of it or is it the act of it? Because some people are like, some people in certain relationships like, oh, they don't really care about that person. It was just sex.
Right.
Another person, but I think they even talked about this on Fresh or Fit, that sometimes men, we don't attach sometimes intimacy to sex at all.
Mm-hmm.
We might attach, it's just a feeling, it's just getting over, or an exercise, or just, you know what I'm saying,
right.
or a release. But it's not something you could feel like is you love this person. Some men, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about us here. Because I don't want nobody putting this on me. All right, don't put it on me. I'm just I'm playing devil's advocate right here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, just make sure you know. Anybody watching, my future wife especially. So some men just say, well, they're in love with this woman, mm-hmm. but they can go outside of that and do something, and this person doesn't really mean anything to them. This person is the person that means something, but they just happen to, by some situation, either that person gave them more attention or some situation they fed a need and the other person was not feeding, and so they decided to step out. But then there'd be a situation where I've seen on the other end, the female, she might still be in love with this individual, go and step out only because this person's not feeding that need as well, but wants to get the attention to say, okay, hey, somebody else wants me just as much as you do, or not as much as you do right now. Right. So do you want to keep this? Yeah. So that's or they could just be ruthless, just like, I just want to hurt you. So it could be both ways, but I don't necessarily feel as if men try to do that for hurtful purposes. I think it's because we see things visually, and it's like you want to conquer things. Mm-hmm. As a man, you're like, okay, I want to conquer. Whereas I think when a woman decides to give up that, it's really like you're giving up yourself, because you're, of course, you're being a receiver. Right. So you're receiving something. So for you to give up that reception or open up, really, mm-hmm. right, you basically have to be opening up your heart and your soul to do that. So, but not every woman is the same. So maybe might not be the case. What do you think?
Well, my thoughts on this, I just want to really ask people, like, is it the even asking the guys, like, is it just the sex, or does that other person fulfill a need that your person doesn't feel? And like, intimacy too. It could be the intimacy thing. You could be missing something, or you could be traumatized from childhood, from being, you know what I'm saying, touched or molested or something like that, and you just have that in you now, like you just wander around, you can't get out of it, and you really love this person, but your mental capacity for changing that part of you is not there yet.
Yeah, your discipline.
You know what I'm saying? And I my problem is there are people who will, or women who will push guys into being married to them, knowing good and well they not ready to be married.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. The guys don't be ready to be married. You know what I'm saying? Tell them to go experience all you want. When you come and get me, because that's what I believe is supposed to happen. Whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or like Solomon, you know what I'm saying? Or that many. You went to go get them. They didn't come to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you made the commitment. Now, whether we're supposed to be with one person in our entire life is really debatable to me. It's up for debate with me. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, it says you pick somebody, though. Yeah. You pick this particular covenant. Correct. And then you're like, well, I don't want to live by that covenant no more. Exactly. Like, you're not a keeper of your word. Yeah. Like, and that should have been the first thing to be inspected when you got put together. It's like, in the first place, whether he or she can keep their word. And if they can't keep their word, they're not going to keep a covenant to stay together forever. Especially when they're a visual person. Let's say you're a guy, you're a conqueror type of guy. Let's say, okay, cool. If you know that guy's a conqueror type of guy, then you should know what to expect from that situation. Exactly. So don't be like, here's where we go. We got to take the should out of shoulds.
Exactly.
Got to take these shoulds out.
Yeah. You
like you should be like this. I'm like,
no.
You expected me to be a certain way, but you didn't inspect what you wanted to expect. Okay.
Go ahead. You know, there's one thing I wanted to interrupt you, and I'll let you back to that. I was talking to some of my coworkers today, and we talked about the whole word should. I was like, well, they said, well, you should be able to do this. And I said, no, I'm supposed to be able to do something. Should denotes an assumption on our part.
Yeah.
So I should be doesn't mean it is. So you know what I'm saying? I should be able to, like, oh, you should be this, or you should be. I said, no, that's a presupposition that I should be in a place that I'm at because your expectation.
Right.
That doesn't mean your expectation has nothing to do with the facts.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact is, yeah, you would expect me to do. It's based on your expectation. Your expectations for me has nothing to do with my expectations for myself. And it's great just because I'm in this position. You expect me to be a certain way. I expect to be a certain way too, but I can't form my expectations around what you want.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying?
And people got to start just talking at the beginning of these relationships because right now that dating pool right now, I've been hearing guys, it's trash.
Yeah, it is.
It's super trash, man. Nobody can keep their word, so you can't count on nobody. So you're trying to live this life where you're hopping from person to person to person to person to person. Because you're just out there like, okay, can't nobody be counted on. You assume that nobody can be counted on, so you hop around.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem, because you're basing assumptions based on your own history, based on your own past relationships and what you perceive to be. That's why I always feel like when people are starting to look at relationships or look at individuals, you got to learn to discover that person is a brand new person. They have nothing to do with anything you have done in the past. And you got to see them that way. You got to give them the leverage and the allowance and the patience to be able to say, okay, listen, I'm going to take you as you are. If I don't have to take anything away from you, am I going to still be able to be partnered with this individual, regardless of the things that I expect them to do, which basically your secret expectations are not going to be fulfilled based on who they are.
And to that point, man, like some people are planning to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Right? They're picking the same people in a different body so they can
make an excuse like, yes,
and like,
I knew it.
Now you like because they they have like this phantom relationship with the next person. Yeah. They're like, you should know this and you should know that. I'm like,
exactly.
But no, this is a new person to you.
Exactly.
They don't know your shoulds.
Exactly.
Just because you pick the same type of person doesn't mean that it's going to be any better when you pick that next person. You're kind of like beating yourself up.
Yeah, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
You big time. You're like if you keep picking the same type of people, you out here picking the wrong people. Okay,
the wrong people.
You picking the wrong people.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I realized why people do that is because of their need to be safe and comfort. Because it's almost like this. You're asking yourself a question. Okay, I expect this person. My question is, they're going to be like this, right? The answer is what I perceive it to be. I expect them to be like abuser. I expect them to be this. I expect them to be that. Oh, when they are that, you're like, yeah, I knew it. So you can be right. So you can be right in your own self-righteous way about it. You pick the same person that you just in a different body. You pick the same personality traits and stuff like that. It may be something a little bit different, different over here, but they got the same values. Exactly. The same values that you're picking that you don't like within yourself.
That you don't even like within yourself. So it becomes even harder to stay in the relationship. Yeah. Or like you said, it's because of that comfort. Yeah. That comfort in the fact that I can say I was right at the end of this.
Exactly. At
the self-righteousnly to be like, I knew I was right about you. You're right, because you picked the same person again. You pick the same relationships. Like even I mean, like it even goes to I was watching this podcast on people picking the people that end up in your reality. Like it's like you pick, like it's this guy who sits on this chair at these events, and people come up to the mic and ask him questions, but his eyes are closed, and he's like the Rain Man sort of kind of. Yeah. And he's like, he said you created the universe that's around you by just being you. Like the things that you want out of life are coming to you, and you're wondering why people certain people in your life are treating you a certain way, it's because you set that for your reality to be.
You set your
everybody
boundaries.
that it was like everybody you're ever going to meet is going to be based on the reality that you set.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's deep.
The people you're going to run across are going to be the people that you set in your reality to do.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm saying to myself, control your circle, control your brain. Yeah. Start picking the things you want around you, and they start picking the different things you want around you, and these things will start running into you.
And control your thoughts too.
All right, they'll start running. The people that you need for this and that will start running into your reality. They'll be there, but you have to pick it.
And you're gonna, you know, an interesting thing, you should say that, and I want to just interject. Just even talking about the fact that, like, you're trying to find solutions. When I was telling you about, like, I went to the CEO, right? Like, I didn't want to go back to him about situations because I didn't want to be more confused than I was when I first started, right? Right. So I was like, let me find another viewpoint, or let me find another strategy somewhere. Maybe somebody else had, and I was like, you know what am I going to do? I got to figure out, God, what am I going to do? So, like, go find another person who you consider to be a co-founder, or somebody who could, and a lot of these times, people they don't actually want to be a co-founder. They just like want to give you advice. Right. So, which is interesting, which is great because they're already at a certain level. They're at the level that you want to be at. So I'm like looking at people who are already here, and I'm like, here, like, well, maybe here. Maybe here. Hey. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be here, and they're like here, and they're like, hey, man, you keep on going. If you go in this direction, you'll be here. But if I never have the courage to be like, to go and say, like, you know what, let me go on this platform, go seek after individuals who are at this level so they can give me advice so I could be on their level. I could never think that way unless I wanted to be there. Right. And I would never get there if I not surround myself, or force myself to say, you know what, I can't be afraid to decide to be on the other side of fear. You know, shout out to Angel Jones. She did talk about this, and I did take your quote. And I'm sure she got that from somewhere else as well. But I'm going to give you the kudos for the quote anyways. But the life that you want to live is on the other side of your fear. So it might have been a fearful thing to do this. Now, even when talking about relationships, you're afraid to change or pivot out of the thoughts of what you thought would be, because if you it's almost like if you pick somebody with different values, then you know you got to step up within your own self.
You might have to admit that you're wrong somewhere.
Exactly. And then you're going to have to step up in your own self, and you're going to be like, maybe if I don't do this, the person with the higher values is going to reject me now. Yep. Because I'm probably not good enough to be with this person. And I realized something. If you have a standard within yourself, and people who don't feel that are not up to the standard, who know within themselves that they can't be that standard, they know within themselves whether they should be with you or not.
Do you think that's what was happening with Will when he met Jada? I'm having like this thought, like maybe he met Jada and knew that he couldn't live up, and Jada was his out to not have to live up to this marriage that was just over here, that was a regular situation. Like, he knew this would crash and burn.
I wonder
because she was too fiery, she's moving too much.
I wonder if like when he met his wife, right? Not the first one, I'm talking about Jada, that he wanted so much to get to a certain level where he was validated within her eyes, that he did all the things he did now, and maybe it was like still like, okay, you're a big movie star, but still I ain't impressed.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You pick somebody that would not that.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you jumped out of one because you probably couldn't live up to just being that rock.
Or maybe you were everything at that time. This is what I'm thinking about, like this. Maybe in that first relationship, he was everything. Now, in the situation, like, it's always like the situation. Sometimes it's always good on an equal level. Someone loves you just as much as you love them. Sometimes there's givers and takers. And sometimes sometimes one party will love one more or like one more than the other does. I think that Will has more affection and more love toward Jada than she has for him. And you can see that based on the relationship and how it's played out in the public. Yes, so I think him being successful as he is, I think she was a driver and like, let me try to go as hard as I possibly can to get to a certain level so I could even surpass her so she could see me as how she sees either Tupac or see me in the eyes of somebody she would respect on the next level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm like, I'm talking about like before that.
Okay.
Like before that, there's let me pick somebody that isn't counting on me so much. That isn't counting on me so much to be
everything.
Great, stupid, you know what I'm saying? To be this great guy.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not gonna be that great guy. Right. I can do this with her because she's gonna downplay every move that I make.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you knew this though. Yeah. Because you know the type of people that you go with, right? Mm-hmm. So he has this one interview where he's with a bunch of other really great known actors like Robert De Niro, all these other actors sitting in the room, and he's talking about how he told his first, like, one of his girlfriends broke up with him for some reason, and he cried to his mom and blah blah blah. And you can see this like insecure type of guy in this saying this, and I'm like, this ties in perfect to a woman that doesn't cater to that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you got pushed away. You already had somebody that catered to how you felt. Probably was a great relationship.
Exactly.
But it was too much for you to be in a good relationship. You needed that letdown again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you pick the further people. He's already got people to push him. It's not. I don't know if it's the push. It's not the push. I believe like it may be the push, but it's like a real negative push. It's like
that's what I'm saying. Because some people are like catalysts. I feel like she probably was a catalyst for him to really like bolster his success. Like, for instance, like she probably was never impressed. Like,
right.
So it's like
that's what I'm saying. He picked her.
Yeah.
Because he knew she wouldn't be impressed with what he did.
Exactly.
It's the same type of chick that dumped him back here.
Yeah.
He got this woman and she wasn't like, he got the first wife and she wasn't like that.
Exactly.
So it was like as soon as he met another person that wouldn't be interested, and he knew that if he needed that energy to keep driving him, then that's why he married. That's why the enchantment is there.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you knew that she wouldn't care as much, and that was the drive that got you to the point where you were when you got to your first marriage.
But I was thinking about it, and it might be like the drive to get validated, and because think about it, like even if this whole situation with Chris Rock wasn't contrived, think about like. If they weren't together, say for instance it was true that they weren't together, they separated since a certain period of time, and they were pretty much strangers when they even had that situation on the Oscars. Now, going up and slapping Chris Rock would be like almost like saying, "Hey, listen, I am your prince. I am your knight in shining armor. I am defending you at this point.
Right.
Is this good enough for me to get back in a relationship with you? Because can I be validated now?
I get that, but I believe like even in the back of his head, that's like surface. But in the back of his head, he knew that would never work.
Okay.
Because of who she is. You've been around somebody so long, man.
Yeah.
Like,
so then why do it then at the same time?
Why do it?
Yeah.
It's like how everybody, like we was talking about how people pick the same people.
That's true.
Like, why would you pick the same type of person?
You pick them because you also want to punish yourself.
There you go.
So I think the first wife probably, I don't even know her, but maybe she was giving him all the affection and stuff. Maybe
that's what I'm saying.
And maybe he was not taking it, or it wasn't being received, or he wasn't taking it as
he couldn't use it because when the fire, and I have a couple friends that used the hurtful things in their life to keep that fire in them going about everything else.
Okay.
Like, I got some friends that went to school and, middle school, and they got hurt by this girl. The girl invited them to a dance and then never showed up, blah, 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 talked about them later. Yeah. And they found out, and then after that, they decided to be a hoe.
The whole time.
The entire time after that, they were like, I'm gonna hurt the next girl's feeling and the next girl's feeling and the next girl's feeling. And everybody's gonna pay
for that one
for
person,
this one person.
And that happens to a lot of people though.
Because a lot of people are like carbon copies of the last person.
Correct.
So you get, you know what I'm saying? You get that ball rolling like, I'm gonna get fresh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And she's gonna get hurt, and that one's gonna get hurt, and that one's gonna get hurt. I'm never gonna get hurt again.
Yeah. And
then there's those people that are like, I know what to expect.
Yeah.
I know what to expect from this type of girl.
Yeah.
So this is what I really want because I know what to expect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep with that.
Yeah.
Like so, and then you get in a relationship with somebody that's not like that, but it's a healthy relationship.
Yeah, it's healthy.
If you're not healthy, you're not gonna make the relationship healthy. Like, so that's how I'm feeling. Like if you could up and uproot your family to go be with another woman, you forfeited the healthiness for the unhealthy to keep that pushing, like you were saying, to keep that motivation in you going. Yeah. Like you're gonna pick somebody that's gonna keep a motivation in you going. Like it's more important. Yeah. It's more important than the relationship. Yeah. Yeah. It's a catalyst to get you better. It's what you've been using to get better at what you're doing. So to even bring up that girl back from like his old days, not even married to the girl, just she didn't like him or something like that. To even bring that up in a story, to take that embarrassment, is telling us. I feel like it's telling us that that's the fuel. That he used. To get to Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? That's the fuel that he used to get to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and now he didn't get that with. His wife.
Exactly. So you had to keep exactly.
So you got to go
to the next level.
You go to the next level. You try to find somebody that was just like this because that's what you remember giving you that fire from before. That's your muse.
Oh, you're right.
That's your muse.
You're right. Because
you pick somebody that's like just.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was what is somebody doing the interview? Bruce was like, man, she don't like him.
Yeah.
She don't like him. She don't like him.
No, she couldn't.
Because if you know what I'm saying, if it was my old lady, she would have grabbed my leg like, not right now. Yeah. She would have grabbed me. She would have stopped me. She wouldn't let me embarrass myself and then us.
Myself. Yeah.
She wouldn't let me destroy myself. Yeah. She's letting this man destroy himself.
And then she's putting the fuel on the fire herself. And this is the worst part about it. Like, I don't understand why he doesn't recognize it. Like, he must be so deeply in love that he doesn't recognize. Because, like, how could you go on your spouse's like platform and her tell you that she slept with another man and talk to you and then kind of make it seem like it was really nothing, and he's over there crying on the platform.
We just went over why he's using it as fire to do his own thing.
He must be.
He has to be to still stay in it. Yeah, he used it as fire, and now you're married to her. It's like it wasn't that you just in a relationship with this person that didn't treat you well. Yeah. And you use that to build yourself up. Yeah. Now you're married to them. You got kids and a life on TV and everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like,
why put yourself through that? Because you wanted to be here? I'm sorry.
I know we are pretty sensible. We're pretty sensible guys. Yeah. The rest. Some people don't work like that. Yeah. It's not making sense. It's not the common sense that you were talking about with the kids. Yeah. Looking at their parents and saying, it's not working for you.
Exactly.
Why would I do it?
Exactly. Why would I do that?
I'm trying to tell you, if it worked for you, if a piece of advice worked for you and your kids got to see it, they would do it. It's like kind of automatic. It's gonna be like a 90% deal. Like they're gonna do it. If they see it working for you, if it makes you happy, if they can see it make you happy, if it makes you happy enough to treat them well, and enough to treat everybody else well, if whatever you're doing is doing that, then the kids will follow behind that. Kids are starting to see what I call common sense. They got common sense. They see it and they go, that don't look fun. That don't look fun. Why you want me to do it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? This is how people pick things that they want to do. Yeah. They see it. Yeah. And if it looks hard, most of us go, nah. Yeah. Nah. It's too hard. All right. Automatically. First quarter off. Yeah. Not even gonna try it. Yeah. Right? Then there's another level of people who just who see it and say, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
And they'll do it.
Yeah.
But then, you know, if it looks too hard later on, they'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
And there's some people that like, there's very few people that just keep going with it. Like, it's going to work out. It's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
And the challenge makes me happy.
The challenge makes, exactly. And the challenge makes the person happy. And they didn't see it as a problem. They saw it as a challenge.
They saw it as a challenge.
You know, some people see things in different perspectives. Like, even with this whole journey of everything we're trying to accomplish in a certain type of period, I think if you start creating measurements of when you should, like you should, because then you do that, then you put in unrealistic expectations on yourself, and so then you overwhelm yourself when you think, it's almost like when we talked about the whole glass ceiling, like, okay, God, when is this gonna break? I'm tired of this. I just want this to break.
Like,
I just want to get out of here.
Like, when are we going to reach here, okay?
Exactly.
All right? When are we going to get this journey over with, okay?
Exactly.
And is this journey going to stop or take a pause?
Exactly.
In a good place?
Yes. And I realize that you can't rush God in any type of aspect, but he knows you need to go through these amount of things to appreciate this thing here.
Right.
And then, you know, I remember another quote by this man, DT, and he said something that was interesting. The reason certain people can get to a certain level at a millionaire status, a billionaire status, they know how to get there. Like, you could take that person out of the situation, take away all their money, and they can come back 5 to 10 years and be back at that place.
Be back at that place.
Because they still have the same mindset. Their mindset, so it's almost like you got to grow to this mindset. You're here, you're at 0, you're going to 1 million. You know how to get to 1 million. Like, at a certain point, like they always say, the first million is the hardest. After that, everything else is easy. Like the second million, third million, all that stuff is easy. Because now you know how to get there. Now you're around people who already have 1 million.
Right.
Or more than that. And then they're like, okay, you just put your money here. Oh, you just put your money there. Oh, you know what? Okay, hey, man. Hey, you know what? I got this investment for you, man. It's going to make you about 20 million. Okay, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're around those individuals now. You're in the room. You're in the space where people who are around who are like-minded, that this is not a problem anymore. You're past this level. There's a level, unless you like completely screw it up. Like this, like you completely make several bad decisions.
Right.
Like people who are the lottery people, like they spend all their money in 5 years. Your spending habits have not changed. Your mindset, you're not around multi-million-dollar people who have multi-million-dollar mindsets.
Right.
So that's the thing, is it's the mindset. If your mindset starts changing, that's why I feel like the ceiling is in our mind. Once we get there, we just got to wait for our whatever we thought in our mind to catch up with reality. Because everything you speak and what you do, you act on the things that's already inside of you. Like, if I feel like 5 million is my ceiling, right? I'm gonna work toward 5 million, and then when I get to 5 million, I'm like, oh man, I'm already at 5 million. Okay, now I need to go to 10 or 20 million. So right now it's like, okay, get to the point where you're not working a 9 to 5. What can I do to get out of a 9 to 5 job so I can be free to create the ideas and make manifest the things I want to do that have no impact on my financial life, where I could just be free.
Right.
That's the ceiling you want to break first. Once you break that, then you're like, okay, now there's other things you have to deal with, and they're going to be just as, in your mind, just as big as that problem was before, or that issue is. It's just going to be at a different level.
Right.
And just have to have a mindset like, I be prepared here. Okay, what am I going to do here? Okay, we broke the ceiling here. What are we going to do when we get here?
Right.
And it's almost like you got to measure, like Tony Robbins was like, you got to measure your impact like at a 5-10 year span. Like, okay, I remember when we were at Flomo, we used to create a 5-year plan. You know, like, okay, what are you going to do in 5 years? Okay, what is this you're going to start here? What are you going to do in 5 years? You're going to be here and here. And, it's a very good thing to do. Because now you're like, okay, in 5 years, I should be here, but I'm going to be there. I remember we talked about something I was telling you about is, should I supposed to be here, or should I be here? I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be there. Like, we started this podcast a year ago. We're supposed to be where we're supposed to be at this present time. We're going to be there. We're supposed to be there. Because I know we're supposed to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Boy, man, these shoulds and shouldn't.
Shoulds and should not.
Man, Jada shouldn't be on TV telling all of these things.
Exactly.
You just shouldn't, man.
She shouldn't be.
You know what I'm saying? As a good wife.
As a good wife.
Okay?
As a good wife.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if y'all both pulling the coattails of the entire world,
exactly,
you guys are villains.
Exactly.
They're super villains.
Yeah, super villains. Yeah, exactly. They're super villains.
They're out here to got us riled up so that you can come out with a book.
Maybe they're great. Maybe the whole relationship
I think there was a thing that happened last time.
What?
Like when he came out with a book, that's what something else happened when he came out with the book.
Did he?
He was doing some type of like craziness, man. It was crazy when he dropped his book. It was crazy. It was pandemonium with them too.
Sold out.
Something was crazy. I don't know, man. It was a dope book though.
Controversy sells.
And they're masterminds at this controversy.
Exactly. I mean,
right now, if they're planning this, this is
mastermind.
This is
it's genius.
The committee
it's
type
genius.
of stuff.
It's genius.
And you know what I'm saying? And we're getting on that genius stuff right here on the D&D Level Up Podcast. And if you don't know, now you know. That's right, y'all. Peace. Deuces. Signing off.
All
right, y'all. Check it later. Oh, man. Awesome. Awesome.
That was dope, bro.